to him the nose guard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Huddle podcast. I'm your host, Colby Bart.
I'm Irvin Godinez.
And we have a wonderful, wonderful guest today. Drove 2 hours from Tiffin, Ohio, Heidelberg University to come down and see us. Keyshawn, 8-Ball Cunningham. What's good, Keyshawn?
What's good, bro?
So Keyshawn is originally from West Palm Beach, Florida. He went to Forest Hill High School, team captain in high school, most improved athlete, class 8A honorable mention, had 0 college offers until late in the year. He plays football currently at Heidelberg University. Started my junior year. He would have been a freshman. Played as a sophomore, started as a junior, started as a senior. First time All-OAC, first time All-Region, and first time D3 All-American. And I believe Keyshawn will be back for a 5th year, so watch out.
Yes, sir.
So just talk to us a little bit about your journey and where it started, man. You know, where did you end up finding the love for football?
So honestly, man, I grew up playing football, and that was just something we did back in Florida. And, you know, obstacles happen during those things. So, like, when I was in 7th grade, I ended up moving to Georgia and didn't play football at all. And, you know, had incidents there with, like, I live with my mom and my dad was in Florida. So, you know, it was kind of iffy here and there with situations. And when I got to a point where it was time to go back to Florida, I moved back with my dad. And you would have thought I wanted to play football bad, but I didn't. I didn't play football in 3 years. So I just didn't find the love that I had for it from when I was like 6, 5 years old. But my dad, man, he was just like, man, you got to play football. This is, you like really good at it. And I didn't agree with him. I didn't love it. So 10th grade year was when I moved back to Florida. And I went out there and was always in the training room and just didn't care for it for real. And
so you didn't play again until, what, high school then?
yeah, I didn't play again until high school.
Wow, okay.
And as I think about it now, I wish I would have never went to Georgia, but, you know, God does things for a reason. So I ended up going, playing JV and not taking it serious. And I think that summer, I started working on my cousin Anquan Bowden. And I wouldn't say I found the love for football again, but you be around him, you just got to work out. So yeah. I fell in love with that. And I got better without even me knowing, just being consistent, just working out every day, even when I didn't want to. And junior year, my head coach, Coach Bless, shout out to Coach Bless, he asked me before like the JV season started. We already played like a jamboree game, and he was like, "Do you want to play JV?" And I looked at him, and I said, "Nah, I'm good. Like I don't want to play JV." And I went out there and he put me on special teams, and I like took that serious, bro. Like I just wanted to make plays. I seen all the guys around me making plays, and just guys that I used to play with back in when I was young. I always been competitive, so I just took it like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go out there, give it my 110. I learned that at a young age, bro. Just go 110. And junior year, I almost led the team in tackles just off special teams.
Wow.
I never got a stop. I don't think I got a down at corner until my senior year. In my senior year, it was God, bro. We had a bunch of like D1 guys, and like my brother was a corner, and like we had another corner. Just they all ended up transferring before like senior year, that like spring. And then like I could have left with them, but I was like, nah, I'm about to start. No, I might as well just stay. So I just stayed at Forest Hill, senior year, got my chance, started, and it was history from there. And actually, like, COVID happened. So recruiting got harder. You know, you start questioning, like, man, but
Did COVID happen right after your senior year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it happened right before going to spring break.
Right.
And I ended up staying home, just going to school online, not even worried about football, for real. And, you know, Twitter, guys, get on Twitter. Start posting my film on Twitter, Actually, it didn't have no help. Actually, just me, Twitter, reaching out to coaches, any coach, and then coaches start hitting me up, and it was down to like Heidelberg, St. Vincent, like schools like that. I ended up committing to St. Vincent, and for some reason, bro, like a month later, I decommitted, and even though I was committed to St. Vincent, a lot of schools was still texting me, and I ended up decommitting. And Heidelberg was just Coach Tom. He was the recruiting coordinator for Florida, and bro, he just brought that family, like vibe, and he put me on like a call with a bunch of players, bro, and it was just like it felt like home. And mind you, I never got the chance to visit. So that after, signing day, I think it was like May 1st, I ended up like that day, like I'm gonna just go to Heidelberg.
So you signed and you never even took a visit or nothing?
Never,
just
man.
like a call with the coach or a FaceTime video with the coaches and players?
Constant, just talking to me every day.
Yeah.
Made me feel like I was wanted, and that's all you really need for real, to show a coach to believe in you. And Coach Tom believed in me, and when I got to Berg, bro, it was over with.
Now, you talked about that St. Vincent and the Heidelberg situation. I wasn't even familiar with who St. Vincent was, but when I was trying to fill out your bio the other day, like it popped up. So where is that at? Where's that located, and what ultimately made you choose Heidelberg over them? Because I'm sure you probably took a visit to St. Vincent, right?
That's crazy because I didn't. I was about to. And the reason I was about to was COVID happened.
Yeah.
As soon as COVID happened, they was like, yo, we can't do that. They canceled the tickets. I had a ticket booked and everything. And COVID happened. Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Is that D3 or?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers actually work out there like during training camp. And that was what got me. That's what got me for real,
cool.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And I just was, in this actually like they're a religious school, so that was a big part too. And
so with that, I got another question. Kind of piggybacking off everything you kind of took us through. So you grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
And came up to school in Ohio. Tell me about that transition and like how it was getting acclimated to this environment.
Okay. So just driving here was crazy. Just seeing the cornfields, and, like nothing while driving, that was the craziest part. But once I got to Heidelberg, it was just, all right, bro, it's time to grow up. And, you know why you here. My mom and my stepdad, they brought me there. And my dad and his wife, and, it was kind of tough them leaving me, but when they left and closed that door, I was like, yes. As a college student, you're ready to be by yourself. And that's just my personality. I wanted to be alone. And I just started growing. Like, being in Heidelberg, I felt myself growing. So
Absolutely.
And just being around my teammates, my coaches, that's all I really needed. Just to feel a family to make me feel at home. And that's how I got really acclimated with Heidelberg.
How did you feel leaving Florida, because you grew up there and then you came all the way over here and, you didn't know anyone, right? Yeah. So what was that kind of, was it scary for you? Were you excited, just to play college ball? Or how did that feel?
It was just a lot of mixed emotions. Yeah. So you was just like, yeah, I'm ready, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna expect? All these things going through your mind, but, I'm just ready to play football. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm ready to go compete. I'm ready to show who I am. Like, I found the love of football when I got to Heidelberg because that was why I came. Like, yeah, you go for school, you go for, a new experience, but I went to go play football. And, I came up with my teammate Kimani. So we played at Forest Hill together. So I didn't really have nobody. I had him.
Tell us about, and listen, I've seen this firsthand, but I want to hear, and I'm sure everybody else wants to hear. Tell us about your growth as a college athlete and even an athlete in general and how it's helped you off the field.
My growth as an athlete, man. Cole, No,
I know, man.
Yeah, I was very competitive. My competitive nature wasn't right for the vibe for Heidelberg because everyone competed, but I competed at another level. Well, I felt like everyone was just like I felt like my energy wasn't fit for like how the Berg was. Like I wouldn't say they weren't competitive, but it was just like anytime stuff didn't go my way, I was angry. I was going crazy. I was immature basically. I wasn't who I am today, bro.
So let me tell you, I'm gonna take you through a time, right, in our lives. So Key got there when it was COVID, right? So it was like mask up, all workouts were outside. We lifted in the batting cage. You remember that?
Yeah, bro.
And then our dog soldiers was out in the freezing cold. We had to do 1,500 body squats.
Yeah.
But
1,500.
Yes, bro.
In the snow, bro. In the snow, bro.
How'd you feel about the snow?
Bro, I embraced it. I wanted to get the snow and hit somebody with it. He was jumping.
One of those stories, right?
Yeah.
He was like this guy. Like, I'm telling you, he was like, oh my gosh. But so there was an incident. I think about this a lot, and like I think about this situation versus who you are now. So your freshman year at Heidelberg, we had to go outside and we were running gassers. And this situation is one that just lives in my head. And, you know, Coach Coggan was still there at the time before he went over to Finley. And we were running these gassers. We weren't making our time, so we just kept having to run them. Dude, Keyshawn, he was 8 ball was bad, bro. It was bad. And, like, Coach Coggan was, like, telling him, like, hey, man, you got to start hustling. And Key was so angry that he was talking back. And then never after that did I ever see it again. Never after that. I'm telling you, like, I reflect on that versus who you are now. And more now it's not mouthing off the coaches. It's rooting on your teammates, trying to get them better and listening to what the coaches have to say and buying in, bro. And when I think of buying in, you bought in. And that incident lives in my head because I just remember, like, everybody was sprinting and you were so frustrated that you were like walking the gassers and I'm just like, dude, like we are not going to be done with this if you don't start running. And never after that did I ever say it again.
Yeah, man, that was crazy time in my life, bro. I wasn't humble. Like, I wasn't humble at all. I felt like because I was doing right and someone else wasn't doing right, I'm like, why I got to do what they doing? You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't humble. I wasn't the person I am today. And that time really humbled me, and it made me the player I am today because it was just bigger than what I was thinking. It was what the team needed, like, at that time. But when you're young, you're not seeing things like that. You just, you know, it's kind of selfishness going on. Like, yeah, there's another teammate there literally not touching the line. I'm like, why do we have to keep on running because he not touching the line? Yeah. So, man, I just went to walking sometimes and, like, you know. But then, like, that same day, I had teammates coming to me and like, bro, you tripping, and you know what I'm saying? So it was just, I wasn't humble. That was what that was.
It was, but it's crazy because that incident probably made you realize you're doing something bigger than something just for yourself.
Yeah.
Like that incident you were probably like, I'm worried about me, but my team needs me.
Yeah.
And after like that incident, dude, never again did I see like Key act like that. And I still like try to wrap my head around it. Like, how did this transformation happen? But at the same time, I'm like, he's maturing. You know what I mean? That's all you can wish on somebody. So that was something that like lives in my head, and the type of person you are now versus, you know, what you came in as.
And also, like, I was told that if I keep acting this way, I'll never play. And so that'll humble you. Like, man, I ain't come here to just not play. So, like, my attitude and my unhumbleness stopped me from playing how the minutes I wanted to play. So, yeah.
That kind of reminds me of like when we had Tremont Wiley on the episode where he was just kind of talking about, he just thought he was bigger than everyone else because he went D1. So, he kind of spread, gave us a good message to the, younger athletes on, how you should go about things. What would you tell the group of kids right now that are playing football that might be in that same position that you were where you thought, I'm just going to do me and, no one else matters, I guess.
And football is a team sport, and you just got to, be humble. Like, like you said, Trey, he wasn't humble. Shout out to Trey, and that is someone that mentored me who I am today, and I learned a lot from him. And I watched someone like Trey go through after being All-American, and he always taught me like, bro, be humble, work hard, don't never lose that work ethic you got, bro. So that kind of what I can give to the younger athletes, like, man, keep working hard and get out of self. And if you stay in self, you'll never accomplish what you want to. And be a team player.
I think it's important that everybody kind of realizes that somebody else is out there working.
Yeah.
Like, I get up every single day, I hustle at work, I go to the gym, but I'm sure somebody else is working 2 times as hard as me in the gym. So it just pushes you because, like, in the back of your head, you're like, somebody's doing better than me. But at the same time, it's like, it's me versus me.
Right.
It's weird. It's like a weird dynamic, but I think it's important that other people know, like, especially as an athlete, there's somebody in your position at a different school that is working harder than you.
Right.
So beat yourself, and maybe you'll beat them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's kind of like molded me to the player I am today. Like, I always used to worry about what are you doing, what they doing. And then once I got into, man, for sure, you versus you, bro. Look that man in the mirror every day, and I try to, like, this is what I try to do every day. Like, go to the bathroom, look myself in the mirror. Did you go hard enough today? And tomorrow I'll go harder, way harder than I did. And that actually helped. And from the accolades you named earlier, that's how you get them. You just compete with that man in the mirror.
So, you talked about Trey and how he was a big mentor to you, man. Shout out Unc. That's our guy, man. And I think he was a good mentor to all of us, dude.
Yeah,
he was a great example of somebody that completely turned his life around.
Yes, sir.
And gave his life to God, too.
Yeah.
And
Major.
Shout out Trey, for real. As far as your motivators and your biggest influences in your life, I want to hear about them, and just tell me why you kind of are motivated by them or, influenced by them.
The main person, man, my cousin Anquan, bro. He's the most humble person I know. I mean, definitely a Hall of Famer very soon. They keep sleeping on him, but he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. Man, my mom, man, it was times where, she was a single parent raising 3 kids, and she was alone. And, she was working hard, going to work every day, taking us to school. So I seen hard work then, you know what I'm saying? Because taking care of kids is hard by yourself.
Yeah.
And then my dad, man, he worked at nighttime. Nighttime, you trying to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. And he worked hard so he can, even when, we start staying with him and stuff, he was trying to make sure we had a place to stay all the time. My siblings, man, they pushed me. They might not know it, but the reason why I go hard every day to set that example for them. Coach Jake, the man, the myth, the legend, man. He's the one that humbled me, though, because when I was that young kid coming to Heidelberg and thought I was the best and all of this, he was that person without even telling me, like, man, you think you like that. He don't even tell you, bro. He's like a silent killer. I try to tell people that, like,
He really is.
He will never tell you that. He will show you, like, by his action, like, I don't care about you. Like, he was that type of coach. He was a great coach that I needed at that time, bro. And someone I look up to is him. Like, his work ethic. He's the first one in the coach's office, the last one to leave. If you need to talk to him or anything, he was just that guy. He's the legend. Like you said, Trey, man, my teammates, bro. Those guys, bro, they push me to be the leader that they need, and I like kind of learned to be a leader because of them. Because leading 150 players, that ain't easy. But at the same time, I just kind of try to lead by example. And I was always quiet. Once I started maturing, I became quiet. And once I figured out my voice mattered, you start seeing the difference when you speak. So,
you brought up Coach Jake, man. Shout out Coach Jake.
Shout out Coach Jake.
Do you remember? You guys we saw the lift chart?
Oh yeah.
So I got a funny story. So the year before I started, junior year, I needed to humble myself too, and I really did it. And it was like third week of camp, Adrian week, and Coach Jake pulls me in, and Coach Jake clipped every single video of me loafing during camp, and he's like, "Here's the difference between being all OAC and just being a starter on Heidelberg's football team." And he showed me the whole time. And dude, junior year, I was at like peak performance. Like Adrian, I went in there with like head like guns blazing. Man, I was ready to rock.
Yeah.
But then I broke my foot.
Yeah. That year.
Coach Jake has always been the most like genuine person. Like if you needed to go talk to him about anything going on in your life, really you could. But like Jay Lou's like that too. Coach D's like that too. Coach Lewis is like that too, even if it's kind of sarcastic sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what makes Heidelberg special, man. Is like they care about you more than just the sport, bro. And that's huge because like I could text any of them right now, and they would answer.
Yeah.
And one funny thing I got is as soon as we graduated, I started working, and Coach Lewis was sending me Monopoly Go on the phone. And dude, I mean, it just goes to show the character of Heidelberg University's coaching staff, man. And
yeah, bro.
That's why I'm glad that I once called that place home for sure.
Man, that place is forever home, bro. And
for real.
Like you said, the whole coaching staff, from the head to the GAs, man, everybody is like one. And that's Heidelberg, is family, for real. It's real love. And that's why it's hard to leave, for real.
So I got a question. How many consecutive years has Coach Jake had somebody on the wall now? Because I mean, you got Trey, you got Griff, you got you now. So it'd probably be 3 or 4, right?
3 or 4
Because Trey got back to back.
Yeah.
He was 2-time All-American.
Yeah.
So Coach Jake has 4 or 5 consecutive years with guys that are on our Hall of Fame wall.
Wow, that's awesome.
And what happens is, fatheads?
Yeah.
So basically, they put a big fat head of every athlete in the hallway.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, for real.
Man, but not just All-American. He produced all AC players, and that's major. Our region players, those are major. So Coach Jake is a legend, man. Like he's very humble about it, but I always tell him, man, you're a legend, bro. Like,
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about your work ethic because you've prided yourself in being a hard worker. So I'm sure, as most athletes have heard, something like you got to work in the dark so you can shine under those bright lights, right? So maybe something that I don't hear a lot of athletes talk about is maybe that workout schedule is like when you're not in practice or in those team weightliftings. So maybe talk about something that you did where no one was watching you, where you wanted to just work to be better with no one watching.
Okay, I'll give you this summer. This summer, man, we was working for the school, and we'll have to get up at 5 in the morning, and work start at 6. So I try to get up at like 5, be out the house walking by like 5:45, get there at 6, work till 2:30. And after, man, it was just grind time. Like, that's all we can do, like work out. But yeah, you can work out in the weight room and put that work in. But man, I used to go back to the house, eat, and then everybody be chilling. I'll sneak out, go to the field and put extra work in there. Like, I used to get like 3 workouts a day in the summer with like without anyone knowing. But like even now, like we go to lifting in the morning, I'm in between classes going to the training room, getting my body right, but then also putting in work after with my teammates, but also putting in work to better my keep getting better in my skills. Because at the end of the day, man, I want to be number one, and that's, I'm trying to get to the top.
Man, I love that. That's awesome to hear. And I'm sure a lot of younger athletes do need to hear something like that. You can't just show up to practices in the team weightlifting and just expect to be better than everyone else, right? So how important would you say that type of stuff is, all that extra work is?
Man, that's very important because your confidence is key. That's where you build your confidence. Working hard, working when it goes back to you versus you. Like, you got to build that confidence in yourself, because confidence is not given, it's earned. So that's kind of what I would say. Like, you want a confident player is a dangerous player. That's how
So I'll give you an example of him working when the lights are off, man. It was about junior year after I broke my foot. We were in Willard,
Yeah.
and it overlooks the football field. And me, Spence, Wally, it was a super nice day. I was like 60 degrees, right after Dog Soldiers. And we look outside, and it's you, Kingston, Easton, Bert, and all of you guys were out running routes and, flipping the hips and, doing your steps, man. And all the time, dude. All the time. Even after, the 15,000 body squats or the nonchalant bear crawls or the campus run or all this stuff, dude, like, they were still out there. And that's the difference between being ordinary and being somebody that somebody remembers. And it's cool because, like, I'm a big action guy. Like, you can tell me you're going to do something, but if you go and do it, that goes an extra mile for me. So, like, I don't know, leading by example, that's an example of action speaking louder than words. And, and I mean, dude, you've done nothing short of that, man. Like, it's cool to be, just chilling there, with my cast on, watching Game of Thrones and just peeking my head out. And then you got Key and Kingston and all them down there jamming to some NBA YoungBoy, getting the hips flipped in, having a good time. And,
yeah, bro.
It's pretty cool. Heidelberg was definitely a special place for that reason, dude. For sure.
You can literally be yourself. Yeah. That's why I love Heidelberg. You can be yourself.
So with that being said, man, like, we talked about your word of advice, biggest motivators. We've talked about a lot of these things, and I would like for you to take us through a little bit of some of your highs and your lows at Berg. Like, give us some moments that really shaped you, and give us some moments where you really were happy with yourself.
I don't try to get too happy with myself because I know where I want to be. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, the accolades made me happy, but I'm always that type of guy. Like, man, I just want more. So, I mean, a low would probably be like, man, just not playing. Like, getting those reps. Like, going to Coach Jake, like, what can I do to get those reps? And, I think that's a low, but it also shaped me to get to the high. So, I wouldn't say I had a low moment at the Berg. I'd just say, like, I had things that helped me grow, where if I was still immature, those things would never bring me to where I am today. But I had to mature and take criticism and learn and actually put in, like, work, not just physically, but mentally. Like, going to watch film, seeing where, all right, this guy keep doing this route, if he at the top of the numbers, just, those things that helped me shape the player I am today. So,
can you talk to us, talk to the people about you guys playing together a little bit, or what that was like?
Man, I mean, you had, like, Cole, you had Zach Blackiston, man. You just had, like, a great D lineman. So you have a good D line, bruh. It helps you as a DB. Like, man, all I gotta do is just lock this person up for 5 seconds, and it's just like, they either gonna get a sack. I think your year we led the OAC in picks and turnovers and, like,
sacks too,
bro. So it was just like that year.
We were lethal on defense.
Yeah, bro.
So what year are we talking about? Is that like your junior or senior year?
No, that'd be 22.
Yeah.
So before I graduated.
Yeah, right before you graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. That year, bro.
Zach was like the nation all-time sack leader, dude.
Yeah, bro. We had a stick, bro. We had backups, bro. We just had everything that year, and we came up short.
What was the record that year for you guys?
7-3.
Yeah, 7-3. And so what was like the league record? Like, how close were you to winning that league title?
So if we would have beat Baldwin Wallace, we would have had a shot because John Carroll and Mount were tied for first, and then John Carroll lost to Mount Union in like a last-second drop catch by Wayne Ruby that year. But it sucked though because although our defense was healthy and everybody was doing good, our offense was struggling, and we had a Bridger in, we had Drew in, we had Shane in, we had everybody getting hurt on the offensive line. Like, it was just kind of, we just couldn't find our mesh, man. And I mean, it's a team effort for sure. Like, there was some games where our defense lacked, there were some games where our offense lacked, but overall, like, that had to have been the best defense I've ever played on. It was,
bro, that was
insane.
like we knew we was gonna get a stop. We knew we was gonna get the ball back for the offense. We knew that we can handle. Our confidence was just what it was.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
It was just like we all trusted each other. And bro, on defense, that's all you need is someone, like, people to trust.
There was, dude. There's so many good memories. It's hard to even name some. Like
We lost to Mount Union that year, but I feel like that was the year we played all out, lights out, bro. Like, we got like 5 turnovers, 3 sacks. It was just, you play a team like that, you gotta execute on the offensive side. So
phases of the
that's
game.
You know, when you play those great teams like Mount Union, you gotta make plays. And
Dude.
that was just the year that if we had an offense that was healthy, a healthy offense, yeah, we win. We going to the no, bro.
Don't get fired up, Cole.
I'm still so
Don't get
Yeah,
fired
we
up.
was going to the no, bro.
I'm still so upset right now because I got on Twitter the other day and I watched these Wayne Ruby highlights, man.
Yeah.
And he catches the ball in the back of the end zone. And in this video, his foot is out of bounds, but they still are calling it a touchdown. We are up 7 points. I mean, we're down 7 at this point. So this touchdown is big, right? And he is out of bounds. And I always was irritated whenever we played Mount Union, too, because we would be getting in our stretch lines, and they would sit there on the 50.
Yeah, bro, just staring.
Really?
Staring, talking crap, dude. That's the only, like, it was almost like playing Bell Fountain for me.
Okay.
When I was in high school, Bell Fountain would do the same thing that Mount Union did. And I hated it.
So, but you guys would say that your biggest rival is still ONU, right?
I gotta beat Baldwin Wallace.
Oh, okay.
We came up short a lot of times against them. Like, even like last year, we had a freshman quarterback starting, and we had him all game. The final score is 24-27. So we lost by 3, field goal, and it was crazy, man. That's like every year it's like a game with them, bro. Like every year since I got to Heidelberg, 21. I never beat them. I beat John Carroll. I haven't beat Baldwin Wallace or Mount Union yet.
It's just so irritating, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just something I'll forever hold on to because, like, I knew that we were better than Baldwin Wallace. I knew that we were better than these teams, but, like, like you said, like, this whole episode we've been talking about, you know, how it's a team sport.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if, like, the defense shows up, but the offense got to show up against big teams like Mount Union, Baldwin Wallace, John Carroll. It's one thing, like, when you personally have a good game, but is everybody else around you doing their 111? That's one thing that, like, our coaches always preached was do your 111. If you do your 111, we win every game.
Yeah.
And it was, like, it's the truth. I mean, even like, in a company setting, like, for me now, working in an organization or with a team, like, if I fall short, then it's going to affect sales. If sales fall short, it's going to affect our operation and our revenue. If you know, the people we purchase our stuff from fall short, then we're not going to have any, you know, paper to create our item. And it's just crazy because in any team setting, in any organization, like, you have to do your job.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just super irritating because, like, that's always going to be something I remember. Like, Baldwin Wallace, my senior year, we were up 21 going into halftime.
Yeah, bro.
It was like third and 8. There was like 15 seconds on the clock, and I'm chasing this dude down 8 yards.
Yeah, bro.
So
That was gonna get out, bro.
But that year, your last year, that's what made me work the hardest. Man, that was like my worst game playing at Heidelberg, bro.
No.
Like, everyone knows me for he ain't giving up nothing. Bro, I think I gave up a touchdown that game. I gave up a pivotal 3rd and 10, bruh, and put them in field goal range. And worst thing about it was my family was there, bro. So it was just like, I'm like, yo, when I come back next year, I knew what time it was because I used that to give me fire. So I think Baldwin Wallace just got like it always lights a fire in me, bro, because like
They sneak by us every year.
Yo,
dude.
and they play all 4 quarters, and I feel like that's what made them so good. Like, they don't have nothing crazy, nothing that they are world coach, and they go 4 quarters, and they don't quit. They don't quit, and I would rather play a team like that every day.
So, Baldwin Wallace, we're talking about them. Do you remember that running back that was like there for like 7 years? I don't know. I think his last name was like Murray.
Yeah.
And he was built like Derrick Henry.
Bro, he was like a grown man playing with little boys.
He was like
made
6'6",
everyone look like little boys, bro.
He was a big dude, man.
Yeah.
Like big dude. Like in pass protection, you'd feel him. And
But,
like if I'd get through and I almost hit the quarterback, my ribs were hurting because he would find a way under him, dude.
Every time.
I do want to take it back a little bit to when you were talking about, you gave up some big plays in a big game. What's kind of the thought process, or how's your mental doing after that? Are you dwelling on that for a little bit? Does it really affect you that much, or do you just kind of keep moving on?
Bro, that year it was like my fault.
Oh no!
Like my fault. I was down on myself, but that's what your teammates for. Hey, bro, you good, bro? We got this. We gonna come back But in my head, it's just like, man, what you talking about, bro? I gave up the game, and my boy Joe, he also felt like he had a bad game, but honestly, he doesn't have a bad game if I don't give up that pass. So we kind of like used that fuel together and was like, they gonna feel us, and I feel like that's what made me like have the season I did this year. But now it's just I don't want to be complacent. I want teams to fear Key Cunningham. My teammates call me 8-ball. So I would say you're gonna give up a pass. Corners, you're gonna give up a pass. You just gotta get up and play. Next play. And Coach Jakey taught me that, like, bro, you got to just play the next play because what you going to do? They going to throw it again, and you're pouting, and you give up another pass. And you keep pouting, and you give up another pass.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of, like, learned to just next play. Even though, like, it was times this year, gave up a pass. All right, bet, next play. It wakes me up now.
Okay,
So, it should wake you up. Yeah.
Dude, and that like correlates to even having a bad day though. Like if you have a bad day at practice, you're just like, all right, I'll do better tomorrow.
Right.
But, dude, you're talking about Joe. You talked about Joe, and like if you're having a bad day and like he sees you down, then you might be down or he might be down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to bring back a memory here, and it was probably the most like insane catch I've ever seen in my life. So, junior year Mount Union.
Yeah, bro.
Joe picked off a ball, and it was one hand right here like this, and he's tucked it.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro. Like some.
And Joe's not very big, bro. Like he's like what, probably 5'8", 5'10".
Yeah.
What was his position?
Corner.
Yeah. And and I just remember looking there. I'm like,
He became Joe Bands that day.
Joe.
He became, bro. Like going against Mount Union, you don't like. You want to make those big plays because those big plays gonna help you win. And so that day, we also had 5 picks. We had 2-3 picks that game, and a lot of sacks, bro. And just the offense, bro, it been that way for a little minute.
Oh no.
So I love our offense, but
Sorry, Lewis.
Yeah, I love you, Lewis. But it's okay. I'm not doing a playing game. I feel like now that we're past these stages and we grow from them. Now I feel like we're building a team that, all right, we gotta learn that next man up. So I feel like we're there. But yeah, Joe Bands, he's that dude, bro. That's my boy. We're a dynamic duo.
I love that.
Like we're a dynamic duo.
I just want to know, as a corner, as an athlete, as a college football player, what do you think some of the greatest challenges athletes have today, whether it be a high school kid or a college guy?
mental health.
Yeah.
Learning to just, when things ain't going good, find someone to talk to. Those things that I honestly needed to work on. We all go through things, and I feel like God put people in our lives that help us with our mental health, and just God Himself, just sitting down, praying with Him, and actually journaling and talking to Him help with those mental health things. So I feel like student athletes in high school, even like in the NFL, like mental health is huge, because without your mental, man, I don't think you can, go through your day. You can literally explode if your mental ain't good.
If you don't mind me asking, could you maybe talk to us about one moment in your life where you were pretty down bad, and what kind of helped you get through that?
This summer, literally was going through like a breakup, and also just going through like the type of player I wanted to be, or just wanted to grow as a man, because we all hide things that people don't see, and I made some mistakes, and I was dealing with them, and the right thing to do was to go talk to people, but I didn't think that was a good thing, and I just wanted to be alone. And that's where this summer I like built this relationship with God, where it was just me and Him, and like He gave me the strength to go every day to just push through whatever I was going through, whether it was with my family, me growing as a man, me as an athlete, me thinking too much. God was just the center of everything. So everything that was impossible became possible. And just that's what helped me build the man and leader and player I am today, God. And because I literally gave my life to Him without, people say they give their life to Him, but I literally gave up the world. The worldly things I was doing, I literally gave those things up, and I felt nothing but God, bro. And now I'm going to a point in my life where God is trying to use me to bring His people to Him. And that's what I've been working with right now, like just being better so I can literally bring God people to Him, because He's soon to come.
So, hearing that from you, bro, like that's touching, because like as somebody that has went through the lows and the highs, like, losing my friends from home, losing my buddy from college, COVID, all this stuff, there's a lot of trials and tribulations that an individual face in their life. But when you let go, you let God, and you trust that He's going to guide you in the right direction, and actually genuinely mean that, then that's when you start to see improvements in your life. And hearing you say that is huge. I know that my second semester of my senior year, I did a lot of reading in the New Testament, and I mean, even like during fall camp, I read a lot there. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but before every game, I had Matthew Dirtle write down Philippians 4:13 and Jeremiah 29:11 on both of my wrists, and then I put cross on it, and then Kurt's number, my buddy's number from school, and when you give it to Him, He'll give it back. It might not be always what you want it to look like. It might not always be that. But when you pray, when you let it go, and when you truly, truly, truly like mean what you say, when you're saying like I'm giving it to God, then you're gonna see improvement, man. And like that's something I genuinely like felt.
Yeah.
Like, is there any? So with that being said, I want to know, like, is there any scripture in the Bible that stuck out with you in this phase of your life, and kind of something that you kind of live by now?
Man, just Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I just lived by that. Like, God gave me the strength to wake up this morning, so it was like be a blessing today, or just no matter what I'm going through, He gonna give me the strength anyway. And that was just one scripture that helped me, but like there's many scriptures, bro, and I got it tatted on me. Matthew 6:4-13. Therefore, don't worry about tomorrow, for today got his own battles. For real, that's basically what it says. And you you be in your word and you take your notes and you really like remove all the things that you go through. That's what it's all about. Remove self and let God just enter into any situation or just you, and He gonna use you. And I didn't think people look up to me until God started showing me like, yo, everything that you do, people gonna watch it. When I used to blast off on the sideline during this season, yo, bro, we looking up to you, bro. Your energy is what we see, and God showed me things to calm me down. But I didn't realize it until later when you start thinking like, man, this is what God's trying to show me. Like, bro, you really a leader, and then now like people come to me, bro, you a leader, so you gotta use your platform that God has given you and just lead how God wants you to lead. Bro, I just want to say thank you to y'all, man. Like, this is like one of my dreams, bro. Just coming and just, I'm a quiet person outside of what people see, what they're going to see today. And just them seeing a perspective of how I see things and like how y'all come on here and interview others, man. It just shows that everyone is different, but we all like try to fight to get through the same thing. And that's what make y'all podcast powerful. It's like we in the locker room, bro. Literally the huddle, bro. Like, that is a great title for this podcast. And I'm just honored to be here, bro. Like, for real.
So there was one last thing I wanted to like cover with you before we call it for the day. I've noticed lately that you've had some NIL stuff popping in and out. The videos of you like holding the cans of energy or whatever.
Yeah.
Take us through a little bit about that. Like, what program are you with, and some of the different things that you're up to right now?
So, I work out with my cousin in Florida.
Yeah.
And there was this tight end, Aaron. He works for Post Game, and that's like a company that promotes athletes to get NIL.
Yeah.
And I met him when I was working out with Anquan, and he was just like, "You a college athlete, bro. You should join." So I ended up signing up and just getting like NIL deals. Not the Shador Sanders and things like that, but man, it's just, we struggle as D3 college athletes. So that was $100, $200, whatever you making in your NIL, there was help. So like, man, I appreciate that, like the NIL.
So tell me a little bit about some of the different things that you've had to do. I think I saw something about Dollar General on there at some point.
Oh, CVS. The one I recently like was the Yesley water, bro. As athletes, we get really dehydrated.
Yeah.
And so like I tried one before I like did the video.
Yeah.
After a workout in the morning.
Fire.
And bro, I wanted to work out again. Like, for real, bro. Like, I wanted to work out again.
So was that like a energy drink, or is it more like a recovery, like a
No, it was literally water.
Just flavored like a Propel.
Bro.
Is it carbonated?
I don't think so, bro. It was just water, bro. Got like vitamins in there and just.
So it's like vitamin water, but like.
It tastes a lot water and a little bit of flavor.
How many free of these?
I got like 2 boxes of them, and I drank like 3 of them and gave the rest to the team.
I wish I would have one right now. I feel hydrated already.
Bro, you would want to work out again.
No, man, it's been a pleasure to have you here. I would like to get out and go kind of see the field, Irv's field, my field from my hometown, and kind of show you around here a little bit.
I'd love
2
to
hour
see
drive,
it, bro.
Like,
yeah, I'd love to see that, bro.
It's huge. So, I mean, I want to thank you before we get on to that.
Yes, sir.
I know Irv's probably pretty happy with how this has gone today, and it's been a pleasure, dude. And I hope that you enjoyed being in the huddle.
Man, I love the huddle, bro.
And
Tune in, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tune in,
I
bro.
mean, it's only up from here. I mean, and the only thing that we're trying to do is spread positivity, spread a light, spread a message, and to continue to go places we might never have dreamed us to. And I'm glad that we have this platform, and I hope that you stay tuned, and I hope that you enjoyed being on here.
Always, bro. Man, I want to thank both of y'all, Irv and Cole B. Bart, man. Just thank you, bro. You made me feel special, bro. For sure, bro.
Stay tuned, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.